What's good, y'all? It is 8 a.m. right now, October 10th, 2025, and I feel like I'm barely keeping my eyes open. I've been up since 4:30 a.m. this morning, finished up a chest and try day. I'm back at my house in Miami right now, and got my coffee. I ate my first meal of the day, and this morning, bro, I was hyped. I was hyped to get to my workout. I was thinking about my chest and tricep day yesterday. And specifically because I'm marathon prep right now, you can tell from the title. And I've been running so much, increasing mileage every single week, and it's taken such a toll on my mental health. So being able to switch up my schedule a little bit and go to the gym, like that gave me so much dopamine, so much motivation. And I hit the gym 3 times a week plus the running. So I train every single day, which is it's insane. But hitting the gym today, I was so hyped to get in. 5 a.m. I was driving to the gym. Pre-workout was hitting. Music was playing. It's Florida, so it was 80 degrees. No one on the highway. Windows down. And I was hyped, bro. I was hyped. And I get to the gym. First 20, 30 minutes, my workout were fire. But throughout that second portion of my workout, I just felt like I had no gas left in the tank. I felt like I had no gas left in the tank. And my mindset, my mentality in the gym during training, during anything that I need to do, because only 25% of the time I actually feel like training, and that's how it should be. You shouldn't feel like you want to train every single day, bro. It's a Friday morning at 5 a.m. Like, who really wants to train that early? Who wants to train on Friday? I wanna chill. It's almost the weekend, right? But I just didn't have any gas. I didn't have any motivation. And getting back home after finishing my workout, I mean, I still finished it up. I still got it done. I ate my meal. And I still feel like I don't have this extra gas, bro. And I'm 5 weeks out from the marathon date, November 15th, 2025, in Richmond, Virginia, which I live in Miami, Florida. So I got to fly out to it. And if you don't know, I live in Richmond, Virginia. I moved out to Miami about a month ago. So I didn't know I was gonna move out to Miami this soon, so it's I still wanted to get it done. It was a goal of mine. But I'm in the car driving back from the gym, and I'm thinking like I just don't feel like I have this extra gas in me. I'm 5 weeks out from my marathon date. I hit a 6 mile run tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking like how am I gonna push myself through this? How am I gonna get through the next 5 weeks and just get to the marathon date alone? 26.2 miles. Most I've ever done in my life has been like 16 miles, and that was just on a random run I took. But I ran a half marathon last year. Want to push myself for a full marathon this year. And running is something I enjoy. It gives me something to do. It gives me more purpose, more drive through everything that I do. And I have a reason to wake up. And I I just feel like, I mean, I'm still determined. I still feel like I'm trying to get to that goal, but it's hard. It's hard because it's just so mentally exhausting on my mind every single morning. Every time I finish up that training, I'm working like a 12 to 13 hour shift. And it's tiring, bro. I sleep 6, 7 hours of good quality sleep. I eat very, very, very clean. Stick to my macros to the T. Train every single day. I fuel up my body with high quality food. I already said that, but I I'm kind of talking out like, how am I gonna push myself over this hump? How am I gonna get to through the next 5 weeks of marathon prep to that marathon date and absolutely crush it? Because that is my goal I set a year ago, and it's going to happen because it's a specific goal. I want to run a sub 4 marathon, and it's going to happen. And I just don't feel like I have the drive right now. I don't feel like I have the motivation right now. And I know that it's not a matter of having motivation to get through marathon prep, because it's 16 weeks of continuous running that just ramps up every single week. And if you don't know me or my story, I think it was 7 weeks ago now, I ruptured my appendix, and it set me back 6 weeks. So I'm kind of starting from scratch a little bit for my marathon prep. I picked it up what is it, like about 9 weeks out from competition when it should have been 16 weeks out, even though that was training before I ruptured my appendix. But I had a 6 week window of recovery from my appendix surgery, and I just couldn't push myself the way I should be doing marathon prep. I was doing like, recovery runs, like running a little bit, trying to push myself a little bit, getting myself back into it. But really, I missed out on those 6 weeks, and I feel like I'm really having a tough time keeping up with my schedule right now because, brother, I have a 6 mile run tomorrow morning at 2:30 a.m. And stay tuned to my IG story because it's gonna be a journey, bro. I'll tell y'all because I like talking on YouTube more than I do on IG about like what I got going on in my life. But tomorrow morning, I live in Miami. I'm going back to Richmond, Virginia tomorrow morning, and Florida to Virginia, 15-hour drive, 950 miles. It's a drive that I've hit twice before in my life, and first time I did it, I felt like, holy shit, this is like, I felt like I was exploring a new country, bro. I felt like I was going on this voyage. And I did it the first time and it just felt casual. So it's something I got to push myself through. I'm not really tripping about it. It's a 12-hour drive because I'm driving actually to North Carolina tomorrow because it's me and my girlfriend's 3-year anniversary tomorrow. And I'm spending it with her. And it's been a long time I've been dating her, bro. So I can't wait to spend it with her. But I gotta wake up early so I can be able to get there at a reasonable time, because if I wake up at 2:30 tomorrow morning, I hit my 6 mile recovery run. Sorry, but I got a 6 mile run tomorrow morning at 2:30 a.m. because I want to finish it up in hopefully an hour and then leave. I'm thinking no later than 5 a.m., which means that I would get to North Carolina, see my girl by 5 p.m. So I'd be able to spend maybe like 2 or 3 hours with her and then go to sleep for the next morning, which I have a 16-mile run. So it's like I'm explaining to you my schedule, bro, and it's taxing. I mean, I know I'm not the world's busiest man. I understand that I honestly have it pretty easy, even though like I'm putting my head down and just working for this shit. But I know my situation could be a lot worse, a lot tougher. But in no way, shape, or form am I complaining about what I got going on. But I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, it's taking a toll on my mindset. It really is taking a toll on my like I feel mentally burnt out, and I didn't even believe that could happen to me, and I forgot what it felt like. I felt this feeling before, where it just feels like I'm trying to push my mindset, myself in my head to do even rolling out, and it's tough. It requires mental energy just to get myself to roll out a little bit or make my coffee, which has honey, collagen, and shilajit in it. So it's a good recovery coffee. And it's mentally taxing, bro. It really is. And it's hard to imagine pushing myself through the next couple of days even, because after that 16-mile run on Sunday, which I'm going to vlog for y'all, so stay tuned to this channel, then I'm going to Rome, Italy. I'm going to Rome, Italy with my girlfriend, which I haven't said on YouTube. I haven't said on IG. I don't love putting my personal life out on IG, even though it seems like I do. I don't like putting that kind of stuff, but it's kind of hard not to talk about it. It's kind of exciting going to Italy with my girl, and I feel like I fully haven't digested it or been as excited just because I moved down to Miami the last month, which wasn't intentionally planned to be this early, but I've just been focused on what I got going on here, so I haven't really had time to think about it. But regardless, bro, like, while I'm in Italy, I still have to worry about marathon prep. I'm not gonna, because if I slip up on a couple of days of prep, even though it's gonna be sloppy, it's still missed days. It's still missed days. It's about the principle that I have set for myself. The principle of pushing towards every single marathon prep session that I have set for myself, no matter how I feel, no matter what time it is, no matter what is going on in my life, no matter where I am, either in America or Europe. I think Italy's in Europe. My geography is insane. I don't know too much. I'm a college dropout, so I apologize, but it's gonna get done no matter what. And that's the mentality that I have that has been able to help me get to this point so far, is that I will do it no matter what. And it's important to realize that, again, 25% of the time, you're gonna feel like working out, but the rest of the time, bro, you have to force yourself to, because you know it's just something you have to do. Eating clean, eating. I had steak and eggs and peppers and onions and a yogurt bowl for breakfast, which was fire for my private chef. But I mean, I did want to eat that. I can't lie. But some days I just don't feel like eating those meals. Some days I feel like eating ice cream. Some days I feel like eating pizza. I don't feel like eating those meals. And it's about pushing myself to do what I don't want to do in the times where my feelings contradict the principle that I have set for myself. That is how I push myself through this marathon prep. And not just that, but leveraging dopamine. I want to talk about this next point. Leveraging dopamine, right? Because I think this is why I feel so burnt out. Because I ran 9 miles on, what is it? So it's Thursday today. I ran 9 miles yesterday. I'm tripping. Yesterday I ran 9 miles. And if I tried to run 9 miles a year ago today, brother, it would be the most difficult thing for me, and I would be celebrating afterwards. But after I ran my 9 miles, I instantly went to work. I instantly took a 12-hour shift. I didn't even have time to eat my recovery meal. I just don't give myself the reward for pushing my brain through what it doesn't want to do. So why would my mentality want to go through with that thing that I told myself I'm not going to do if there's no reward at the end of it? At the end of it. That's what dopamine is. That's why we're so drawn to social media, to vices like porn, alcohol, weed, drugs, all this stuff, right? Because there's a reward feeling on the other side of it. Even though you don't intentionally feel like scrolling, that's why sometimes we unconsciously scroll on our phone. The dopamine that we get from it, the brain is happy when we start scrolling. That's why we unconsciously do it. And if I'm starting to burn out mentally, it's meaning that my brain isn't getting the reward that it wants after I push myself through something that it doesn't want to do. And it's an important thing because in the grand scheme of things, the message that I'm trying to portray here is that you have to reward yourself. You have to celebrate the small wins. I'm not saying after every single training session I do, I have to celebrate, take the whole day off, but at least reward myself a little bit. At least acknowledge that I pushed myself through something I didn't want to do, something that I couldn't even fathom a year ago, because quite honestly, 9 miles to me a year ago was my peak, was a very insane day for me. It was something that I had to build myself up to within a 2-week span to do. And I just did it casually, which is cool because I raised the level of standard for myself, but also I can't just go without reward. And it's something that I'm trying to understand in real time now, because you're not trying to over celebrate, but you're also not trying to just ignore the work that you put in. And oftentimes we ignore the things that we do, because I know I'm not the only one guilty of this. If you've worked like an 8-hour shift continuously for an entire week, 40 hours a week, or what is it, 52? Again, I'm a college dropout. So working 7 days a week. But the point is, if I continuously push myself every single day without reward, of course I'm going to feel mentally burnt out at the end of the week. And oftentimes in the past, honestly, I couldn't even get myself through 7 days. 5 days of pushing myself towards training and working and eating clean every single day, and I would be burnt out for the weekend. I wouldn't want to push myself through the weekend. So I'm guilty of it too. But something that I recently picked up is treating myself to a cheat meal every single Sunday. Every single Sunday, and I strategically plan this out within my macros by lowering the macros on the days that I don't have my cheat meal for 6 days of the week, and then that seventh day on Sunday, that last meal that I have, I truly can eat like whatever I want. Let me tell you, last week, bro, I ate Dave's hot chicken for the first time, which was insane, absolutely insane, and then I ate a Halo Top, which is a pint of ice cream plus brownies. That meal right there, bro, my 10-year-old self would just dream about doing that without feeling guilty at all. And what I just said, not feeling guilty at all. because oftentimes like you give into your cravings and you instantly feel guilty after. You know, that instant gratification that you get after you eat that meal and it tastes good, right? The brownie, the ice cream, whatever it is for you, that instant gratification you get is good in the moment. But afterwards, you're like, why did I do that? Why did I eat that meal? Why did I eat that craving that I had? Why did I give into it? And you start playing with your mind a little bit. But if you intentionally set a day where you can just really dopamine max yourself and just reward yourself for everything that you put yourself through in the week, that is how you kind of avoid burnout. And I think for me personally, because I've been doing this for the past 2 weeks, either I want to continue testing with it, or I want to maybe split it up into 2 days. Instead of doing a heavy cheat meal on Sunday, a medium cheat meal on Sunday, and then a medium cheat meal on Wednesday. And then I have kind of like 2 cheat meals a day, and I feel good. So again, it's something I'm thinking out in real time right now because I feel mentally burnt out right now. But anyways, I kind of just want to update y'all and just talk out my thoughts 5 weeks out from marathon dates on camera as documentation. So if this helped you at all, I'd appreciate if you join me on this journey. Subscribe to this channel, like this video if you found any of the things that I said helpful. And then as far as nourishment, as far as putting systems in your life to really achieve and take all of the guesswork out of getting to the goal that you have set for yourself, whether it's running a marathon like me or simply just nourishing your body so you can feel like you're in a peak performing state mentally and physically every single day. I have a book, called, link in the description of this video. First link this description. Let's go ahead and chat about your situation and see if I might be able to help you out in my mentorship program. But other than that, I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you later. Peace.